I know everybody's here for the hair pick. So this is what my hair used to look like. And this is what my hair looks like now. This is all my virgin hair. Today's video is going to be the final conclusion wrap up after my 4-year hair journey. Woo! This makes the 4th video. I think I have made a video per year. So my hair is finally where I want it to be after 4 years of growing out my hair. I wanted to make this video to kind of help out anybody who is looking to, grow out their hair, have healthier hair, have a better relationship with their hair, have hair acceptance. I'm not telling anybody else what to do with their hair. That is totally up to you. I know everybody's here for the hair pick. So this is what my hair used to look like. And this is what my hair looks like now. This is all my virgin hair. You guys can see like this long right now, and the curl pattern, a light mermaid wave, I would say. I used to think I had black hair when growing up, but actually now that I'm older, I realize that it's actually more of the deepest shade of mocha brown. Okay, so number 1, addiction. So keep a long story short, for about 6 years, I kept dyeing my hair. I really wanted to achieve this ash blonde, ash brown kind of hair color that was really trendy, I think in the late 2000s. So I think from 2010 to 2016, which is the year that I started my hair journey, which you can actually watch in a video here. But yeah, that hair color was super trendy, super on point. I really wanted it. So I kept dyeing my hair over and over again to try to achieve that. And I did it for about 6 years. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, whether it be my hair color, my pigmentation, my hair texture, because it's curly, it never took to that color. I never ended up ever achieving ash blonde, ash brown hair. I had bleached it. I had even gone to styled professionally at the salon, having them try to do it, and it would bleed out or wouldn't even take in the first place. I would get silver metallic kind of shades, but I never came close. So the realization, the amount of money that I was spending on it and the amount of time that I kept putting into it, I was just so over it. So at the time I was a little bit exaggerating, but I didn't have many years left before I became 30. So I decided, you know what, I wanted to embrace my natural hair color and maybe enjoy my hair color for what it was before I started growing out gray hairs, and then I would have to start dyeing all over again. Honestly, it wasn't anybody else's responsibility but me to love my own hair texture, my own hair color. I totally understand why I did it in the first place. I think at the core of it, I just want to feel pretty. And also part of the realization was that if I took care of my own hair could be pretty. And these were not easy realizations. It was really hard to kick the addiction and change my mindset to think that my hair could be nice, especially because what I had at the time to work with was pretty damaged, and growing out hair takes a really long time. At the time, I felt very motivated because on YouTube people were they grew out their hair in 6 months, a year. So I was like, oh yeah, I can kick the habit, and in a year's time my hair's gonna look fabulous. But don't be discouraged if it's not coming along, because it took me 4 freaking years. A little bit of self-love was definitely gonna go a long way. How much my mom told me that my hair looked pretty, if I felt like I needed to do it, I was just gonna keep doing it. So it honestly needs to come from you. Let's get right into it. Okay, so number 1. So the first thing that was really important was I had to make the decision to stop dyeing my hair. That was really tough. I really didn't want to stop dyeing my hair. But once I realized after 6 years of how much money did I spend at the salon and how much money did I spend on boxed hair dyes, that to keep going at this point, I have to be pretty stupid. Towards the very end, before I went cold turkey, I would try to dye my hair black. But unfortunately, because how damaged my hair was, and I will insert some pics here, the black would not take and it would wash out. That's how porous and damaged my hair was. I know the starting point is going to be terrible, but you have to remember and think that this is the worst it'll get. From this point forward, it's only going to get better. What grows out of your head is going to be virgin hair, and it's going to be totally worth it. Pushing through the first year was the hardest. I looked pretty bad. I looked mismatched. There was a period of time where I had this really bad looking pudding hair, where it was my black hair and then my straightened blonde-ish brown hair at the bottom, and it was 2 different hair textures. And I gotta tell you, it looked terrible. It was an awful mess. Okay, number 2, stop altering the hair structure. Another thing that I had to kick was my straightening addiction. It was just so trendy to have straight hair. So I had a straightener and I would straighten the shit out of my hair. So I had even textured hair, and I ended up ruining my curl pattern essentially. So I had some roots here that were very curly, my natural texture, and then down here it was pattern just doesn't take anymore. So I ended up going to the salon and I tried doing a perm to kind of replicate my curl pattern. She gave me a poodle perm, and and it looked terrible, and I wore that for a bit till I got sick of that. So what I'm trying to say is, if you're considering embracing your natural hair texture, I recommend not altering the integrity and the structure of your hair, and just kind of trim it off as you go. So that brings me to my next point, trimming of the hair, how often you should trim. This is for myself. I decided that I was just going to trim my hair twice a year, and when I say like cut my hair, I mean like trim my hair. I would only get like this much trimmed, and I felt like if I kept doing big chops, I wasn't gonna see any results. Like I was probably chopping off more than I grew in a year. I did 8 haircuts in 4 years, which is not bad. I did end up saving a lot of money not dyeing my hair or cutting it. Number 4 is avoiding heat. And this was a habit that I also had to kick because I used to love straightening my hair. I also want to mention that in addition to using a hair straightener, I found that when I was just blow drying my hair with hot air, the hair here was very crispy, coarse, and rough, and I would blow dry the bottom here, and you can kind of still see it's a little bit like fuzzy, and I think that's left over from the blow drying and left. But if you can see from this part all of here, this is where around the time I decided to like stop using a blow dryer. I think you can use the cold air ones. I have one, but it's in Toronto, so can't use it here. So just let your hair air dry if you can. That's what I do now. I just let it air dry, and my hair is a lot healthier for it. Okay, the next thing is wear your hair loosely to avoid like pulling on the hair. In the beginning of my hair journey, I also did sleep with my hair in a bun so it wouldn't shaft with the pillow. But I have actually found my hair to do better now when I sleep with it like open like this. Yeah, I definitely don't think you should be putting your hair like in a really tight ponytail. I think that's pulling at the hair from the scalp. Some extra stuff, I'm just gonna be talking about external and internal things because I did them in my hair journey. That's why I don't think they're that important. I think the first 5 that I mentioned are the most important things. I think these other things are extra if you want a little some. I did coconut hair masks religiously, I think for like almost a year. I think it's like once a week. When my hair was like really damaged, it helped my virgin hair, but it did nothing for my already damaged hair. So because hair is already dead, it doesn't really take. If you're trying to restore hair you already have, if you're not really with the intention of wanting to chop it off and let it grow out, then yeah, maybe try the coconut hair mask. But I found that they were kind of a waste of money, so I don't know, take that with a grain of salt. It didn't help already, like at least my hair was severely damaged. Another thing that I also stopped doing, maybe because my hair is textured, I also stopped using hair conditioner. I know that's like very like, oh, but that was among one of the tips and tricks that I had picked up, that using silicone in your hair is actually bad for curly hair. So I stopped using hair conditioner and I just use shampoo now. First did it, my hair was such a tangled mess. It was really painful. I did persevere and I pushed through it. And I think it isn't until like a year later, I started to see benefits from not using the hair conditioner. So I want to talk about things on like the inside. What you eat does influence your hair. When I was vegan, I didn't consume any animal product. That was the slowest my hair ever grew. I was vegan for a year, and I think that's why my hair journey took 4 years instead of maybe like 2 or 3. My hair didn't grow. My hair was stuck at my neck. Consistently stayed at only 2 trims a year, but that 1 year, nothing grew, nothing. And it's because I didn't have protein. So I totally respect that eating animal product is a completely personal choice, because hair is made of protein, and if I wasn't consuming any protein, my body was not going to use protein on non-essential things like growing hair. Really do hope that this helps out anybody. I wanted to be honest that it did take me 4 years. I don't want to sit here and tell you this happened in 6 months. Hair takes a while to grow and it's different for everyone, and you just have to persevere and keep in mind what you want. I kept telling myself that even though it's not growing, I know what I want, I know what I want. What I'm trying to say is patience is key. It will come because hair does always grow. That's just what hair does. So anyway, thank you so much for having taken the time to watch this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!